Hello, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to discuss if your chickens start laying and you're getting more eggs than you can use, what are you going to do with them? Well, I'm going to show you what I do with them. We're also going to kind of do a finish up of the orangeade, while I'll show you how I strain it and then put it into another container. But I would like to use this to say if you have extra eggs right now, because a community is important, and if you can be one of the people that help and not one of them that hurt, then let's do it. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to crack all of these and get them in here. I'm using these because they're older eggs, and I want to crack them open to make sure that they actually are all good. I'm getting good eggs now, but I'm also sharing them with people. I like to use a blender. This is the Ninja blender, works really good for us. You can use this, any blender, you can use your hand to do it. It's all up to you. What we're looking for is a really smooth, scrambled egg kind of look. So let's get started. Wow, that was easy. Okay, looks like they're all good too. So they're all in there. Now let's blend them up. Magic again? I say, magic again. Wow, that was quick and easy. How about we get rid of these too? Good, they're gone. Okay, and before you wonder, I don't compost those. I don't throw them in the trash. I dry them, I put them in a food processor, I powder them, and I add that to my garden mixture, because calcium's good, but normal eggshells, when they're hard, it's hard for them to actually break down and go back into the earth. But if you make it into a nice powder, almost like a bone meal, you mix it in, it's a lot easier for the plants to absorb. Okay. I just use a cheap little Ziploc container. Pour my mixture in there. Try to not make a mess. And see the consistency of this? You'll get a little bit of foaminess on top. But see how nice and golden yellow that is? Okay, and this was a dozen eggs. And I use a dozen because that's what I use in my recipe for my noodles. Because around Christmas time, I usually make noodles and give them away as gifts. So as you see, I don't know what size this really is, but they fit perfectly in here. Let it drip out just a little bit. All right. Let's make this go away. Okay. Now, have to be careful because sometimes it'll go up. Perfect size. Okay, let's put this in the freezer, and through magic, you'll see what it looks like when it's frozen. Okay. So what I do is I pop them out of that container, the little Ziploc container, and I vacuum seal them. Now, this actual package has been in there, I don't know, at least 6 months. And as you can see, there's no freezer burn on it. By vacuum sealing them, they don't get the freezer burn. You will see, that is what that foam turns into. But now, all you have to do, let that thaw out, and you've got a dozen eggs. You can use them for whatever you want. Anything that calls for the scrambled type eggs or that, and you don't have to freeze them in a dozen at a time. I do that because even like we go on family camping trips, a dozen eggs, I mean, you can just cook those up right in the skillet and everybody's got eggs. If you only want to do like say 2 at a time, because maybe one of your recipes only call for 2 eggs, you can do 2 at a time, 1 at a time. If you want to put them in an ice cube tray, probably you could do it that way. But I do recommend mixing them. It makes a huge difference. That's it for this. So, let's get rid of this, and we'll move on to the orangeade. As you can tell, this isn't the double batch I made. I had some oranges and lemons left over, so I went ahead and made another batch. This one, I'll be completely freezing. What I use is just a strainer like this. This is an old mixer bowl. I like it because it's got the kind of pour spout on it. And that's it. So let me get this strained. It'll take just a minute because you get a lot of the pulp stuck in here. But we'll get this drained, and then I'll go ahead and start filling this jar up. This is what I'll store it in. Like I said, this will all get frozen, so eventually I'll pour it in, and I'll show you what I've done with that. Before I get started, I don't know how good you can see that. See all the sediment and stuff in there? That's the zest. Let's get that out of there. Okay. Yeah. All right, so as you see, we all make mistakes. So let me kind of clean that up a little bit, and we've got a little bit more processing to do. Okay, for now, I'm just going to use a container that did have other juice in it to finish this out. Like I said, I'm going to freeze all this so that we have it when we need it. Okay, the next step, what I do, I take this, I pour it into little cups, and then I kind of squeeze them, work them, and pop them out, and put 2 of them back to back like that, and vacuum seal them. In case you can't tell, I'm a big fan of vacuum sealing. But now, I've got that whenever I need it. Just like what you buy in the store, only 10 times better. So just thaw it out, mix it with your water, and you're good to go. This is my vacuum sealer. They're not paying for this, nothing like that. I love this thing. I have used it for meats, just marinades, everything. It just come in so handy. So if you're on the wire about it, like should I get one? Am I going to use it? Get it. If you're long-term storage for any kind of meat or food, they make a huge difference. Hunter, package your deer meat, your squirrel, rabbit, anything. Keeps it fresh, keeps it from getting freezer burnt. I can't say enough about it. It's just, it's awesome. I wouldn't save as much of the food as I do if I didn't have it anymore. I mean, I can a lot of food, but what I can't can, I freeze. Well, let's wrap this one up. Been a pretty good episode, I think. Remember, if you've got extra eggs at this time right now, offer them to somebody else. If not, do what we did here today. And in a later video, I'll show you how I make those noodles. So, if you'd like to see that or see all my other videos, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please like. Thank you. And remember, we'll get through this. We're all in it together.